Madam, when I got that invite, the invite was sent to me after hours. After I had logged off from work is when the invite was sent to me. So when I saw that invite in my calendar, I was like, I know exactly what's about to happen. And there was something, my intuition, my gut was telling me that a layoff was going to happen at some point. I didn't think I'd be impacted, but at the same time, there was a part of me that thought that I would. So, you know, surprise, 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 surprise. Honestly, it's not a surprise, but still, I think when that happened, it is what it is. And I got into the Zoom call and it was literally just, hey, we've had to make some financial decisions. And what I took from that encounter and me being laid off, and I think this is something that other people that have been laid off should also take into consideration. The layoff has nothing to do with you. It doesn't diminish your experience. It doesn't diminish your contribution. It doesn't diminish your knowledge at all. And I'm saying this because when I was laid off before, when I was laid off at Dropbox, that was also a financial decision. But I didn't hear those words. I just heard, you're not good enough for us to keep you here. And that really had a huge knock-on effect on my confidence. I would definitely, and my self-esteem too. I definitely want to just say, especially to anyone in marginalized communities and Black girls like myself that have been impacted by layoffs, please don't give up on the knowledge that you have. Don't think that being laid off means that you're not good enough. I think that's what I really want to emphasize, and I had to take that in as well for myself. So what's next for me? Well, I'm already doing my degree at the moment. I finish in about 3 or 4 months. But the priority right now is to focus on upskilling in data engineering and DevOps engineering. I haven't been a DevOps engineer since 2023, and I haven't been a data engineer since 2021. The knowledge is still there, but the role has evolved, and there's things and tools that I don't remember how to use, or I just need to refresh my memory of. So I'm going to be doing that and showcasing that on TikTok and probably on YouTube as well, seeing as I have a bit more time to showcase that. On top of that, I'm going to have to do some leak code as well. So I'm already putting together like a schedule for my new 9 to 5 for me to upskill, showcase those projects and share that with you. And fingers crossed I'll be employed and my bag will be heavy. Yes, babes.
The day after I got laid off, I woke up and I felt like I needed to have some type of control over the situation because I felt like I was going to be spiraling. So I went and I made a list of everything that I can't control and what I can control. So the things that I can't control is when I'll find another job. I can't control how much that new job will pay, or if I'll like it, or if it'll still be remote. So I can't control any of those things about the job. And then about my house, I can't control if I go into foreclosure. That's very like worst case scenario. But yeah, I can't control if that happens. I can't control if I will need to move back home with my parents. And I can't control if content creation can pay my mortgage every month. I am monetized on YouTube and I have been for years, but for the longest time, I didn't make anything more than like $300, and that was like a rare time that I made the $300. So usually it's between like $100 and $200. But anyway, so I can't control if content creation can pay my mortgage, and I can't control if I will make brand deals. So since I can't control those things, it makes no sense to focus on any of those things, and instead I'm only going to focus on things that I can control. So I can control how many jobs I apply to. I can control if I'm flexible on whether or not I remain remote. I love working remotely. I'm a big introvert, but I understand that it's 2025 and not 2021 or even 2022, and remote jobs aren't as plentiful as they used to be. So I can be flexible on that. I can control if I do contract work instead of going to like a full-time salary position again. I could do contract work or part-time roles. I could also consider jobs outside of my career. And as far as content creation goes, I can control how many videos I upload. And the more videos I upload, the more money I should make on YouTube and here on TikTok, because I got monetized on TikTok too, so that's cool. Yeah, so the more videos I upload, the more money I should make, and then the more videos I make, the more views I should get, which could increase the chances of me getting things like brand deals. So I'm just gonna focus on the things that I can control, because it'll just make me upset if I focus on the things that I can't control.
Oh my God, I don't know where to start. I've been laid off for my tech job. I don't know how to feel about this situation. And me doing this is such a vulnerable thing that I'm doing, because one thing, coming from an African home, you don't put your dirty laundry out there or that you went through a hardship. I put so much effort, so much time, late nights, weekends, finding mentors. Like, I put so much of my resource, my blood, my sweat, my tears. It all came to an end 2 weeks ago. When I got the phone call, I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know if I should cry. Should I cheer? Should I be happy? Should I be worried? I didn't know how to feel at the moment. I told my friends, I told my therapist. All of them called me and was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'm okay." A couple months before it happened, I questioned myself and my position. Oh, shit. Questioned my position and asked myself, is this something that I can see myself doing long term? And I already knew the answer to it, and it was no. No, I didn't see myself, but I was not ready to let go. And so one thing I've learned is that if you don't let go, it's going to let you go. I just feel like my job had to be taken away from me because I started losing sight of my purpose of moving out here to this new city. And so now I'm free and I'm starting over. And I want to document this journey. I want to look back at this when I'm that girl. I'm already that girl, but when I'm it girl, and be like, I'm proud of you. We did it. And I want to take you guys along this journey with me. And so me doing this is me stepping out of my comfort zone. I know there's a lot of layoffs happening right now. For those that are going through a layoff, just know that you're not alone. We are in this together. Let's just hope I actually post this video. And if you do get the chance to see this video, just know that it wasn't easy.
Here's 3 pieces of advice I wish I would have followed when I became unemployed. I got laid off in February of this year, and the first thing that I was told to do was file for unemployment in my state, try to get food stamps, and see what other government assistance there would be. I think in my head, I was just like maybe prideful and didn't want to ask for help. But I was able to get unemployment, food stamps, and free health care. I live in Oklahoma, so look up the offerings in your state, but all of those have helped me tremendously. Number 2, don't take this time for granted, especially if you were given a severance or a separation package. Use it wisely. Go ahead and budget. You might have to make some adjustments to your regular lifestyle, but try to use it wisely so you can really use that time to figure out what you want to do next. 3, when it's time to go back to the job market, go strategically. I think I was just kind of living in la la land and wasn't really worried about it, wasn't really keeping an eye on what's going on with the job market, and it has changed a lot. Apparently, it is very common to have to interview and apply and do a lot of things. So I think if you're using that time strategically to identify what that next position, what that next role is that you want, I think you'll have a better experience finding a job and trying to re-enter the job market after a layoff or being unemployed. So those are my tips. If you want me to go into depth about what I've been doing, make sure to follow me. I'm cataloging my journey to become a new me and completely shift careers after my layoff.
I was laid off 2 weeks ago, and here are the epiphanies I've had since then. For context, hi, I'm Casey. I'm 24 years old, and I was working in tech sales. I was an account executive in the fintech space, and I have over 2 years of sales experience. The first epiphany I had, and call me naive, but I had way too much company loyalty. And I feel like what sparked the company loyalty was the work-life balance. I was like, oh my God, they care so much about us. We get to work from home. We have flexible hours. I could literally go grocery shopping at 1 p.m. Nobody cares. In addition, I took a $5K pay cut to be at this job because the commission was a lot higher. And then 2 months into working the position, they gave me a $15,000 base pay bump. So that in itself was like, oh my God, they care so much about me. And stupidly, while I was working this job, a bunch of companies would reach out to me via LinkedIn and I'd be like, no, I'm not looking for new opportunities. To be loyal. Stupid. Always entertain those opportunities. Number 2, don't fully trust your managers. I know a manager is a hard job and you have to have your team trust you, but my manager would always be like, you could come to me about anything. Give me your honest feedback. I don't care how harsh it is. So I gave that feedback multiple times. I was in a very small sales team where I was the only woman of color, and I would speak up a lot. I would tell them multiple times that the industry they gave me to target was not working, and I would have data points to prove it. I would tell them the training that we're doing is not useful. And I would constantly give ideas of what has worked for me in the past, and we should try to apply that. None of the feedback was taken or applied, and instead I was cut. I feel like being loud and honest is a great thing and a great quality to have, but when it comes to the corporate setting, they're the person people are going to choose to cut, because who would you rather cut? The loud person that gives harsh criticism, or the quiet one in the corner? 3, the people that you actually think care about you at work probably don't. I've seen tons of TikTok videos of people hopping on their layoff call and their manager having zero empathy and making it seem like their relationship for the last year meant nothing to them. And that is exactly what happened to me. My manager was the one who slid into my LinkedIn DMs to apply to this job, and he showed zero empathy after working together for almost a year. He didn't even reach out to me right after the situation and offer help or anything like that, radio silence for a week. And the same was to be said about a couple other managers whom I worked with daily and I thought I had a relationship with. Zero communication. 2 people did reach out to me, but other than that, not a lot of people. But I wish them the best, and I hope layoffs don't hit them because they all have families.